Aye.
Okay, there weren't any decisions made in the executive session, so we'll be back in order. And we have emergency management with Jill. Pa?
Yeah, that would be true. All right,
I don't know
so
if he needs to be in here
that
or...
sounds good. I'll wait for Scott. I'll pass these out. So Ryan asked us to come on his behalf today. He had a meeting in Rowan County, so you're stuck with him and I. Good morning. Absolutely. All right, so the first thing that I would like to discuss is the response vehicle that we have for EMS. Right now, I just made some copies so I can kind of show you guys. I didn't want to make a lot because it's not worth it. But this is our response vehicle that we have right now. It is a Ford pickup, a 2006 F-150, which we acquired from the Sheriff's Department at some point in time. We have had some issues with it. I think Ryan has approached you before about it, and someone had the great idea to maybe ask Cody about the vehicle that they are planning on getting rid of. We had this along with our other ambulances in at Yost Ford. We have to have everything inspected for our EMS inspection, and this was one, even though we do not have this as part of our fleet, we still have the same sheet we fill out for the inspection in which it did not pass that inspection. This is the bill that they gave us the quote for repairing it, which was in the amount of $1,653.76. So,
What's the problem with it?
he has
Everything.
Yeah, it really is kind of a heap. And I guess my concern is that it's not reliable. And we have recently had one of our techs had to come over to assist us from Bird City and drove that. It did make the trip over. It did not make the trip back. So my concern is to when we have to be sharing that responsibility, especially sometimes at night call, I want to make sure that our techs are able to get to scene. My worst fear is having one of them coming over to help and they break down on the road, and that is going to impede our response time considerably.
Right, because you have situations where you have one on call in Bird and one on call in St.
Absolutely.
And so instead of using ambulances
Yes.
to go in between to make the run,
Yes.
you use the response
Absolutely,
vehicle.
because
or-
we have done that before.
Or
and
use
we-
their own personal vehicles?
Yes, absolutely. And, we never submit our mileage for reimbursement. We've never done that. We're willing to drive our own vehicles back and forth from Bird City to St. Francis. Kim does it a lot to, check stuff out and make sure that things are in order at that building. But Ryan had approached you the first time about a quote for a brand new vehicle, which was in the amount of $39,000 and more. And he also had some other quotes for a new vehicle and then a used vehicle. But I will be quite honest with you, I do not feel that it is a necessity to spend that kind of money on what we're going to use this for. I want something reliable. I want something safe. I want something that we can put all of our stuff in. The vehicle that Cody has, the 2016 Ford Explorer, would be perfect for us. It would. It's already wired. It has all of the things that we really need. He is willing to sell that to us for $9,000 with the light bar. Correct. He did have some specifications on that. One was to make sure that we put decals on it that signified that it was the EMS. With this vehicle, nothing was ever put on it, and I know that they have calls. Why are they following us? Why is your sheriff's department? It's not. It's us being creepy out there in this thing. So, that is one thing that I do want to, since it was used as a sheriff's vehicle, I would like it to just be decaled that it is, EMS vehicle. Cody, was there anything? Oh, and if...
The old pickup.
Yes, the old pickup, to put it out for auction and sell it, the proceeds to go back to Cody. He gave that to us. I feel it's only right that he can have whatever proceeds are from that too. I know that there was someone else that was interested in this vehicle, and so that's really my spiel in that you guys can make whatever decision you choose. This is what the book out report that Cody printed me off for their Explorer.
And that money's in your budget
It is.
for that?
Yes. That sheet that I gave you guys with the equipment reserve, Ryan has figured that out. And what we have is $164,386.20 in the equipment reserve, even though that transfer has not been made yet. I would rather spend a minimal amount on a vehicle that we're going to utilize and save that money for when we have to replace an ambulance. I feel like that'll be more of an issue for us than this vehicle, and I think that Cody's vehicle would just be perfect for what we need it for. So I guess you guys can make the decision what you'd like us to do.
I have one more question
Sure.
on that response vehicle.
Yes.
Shouldn't we have some place to store it? Could we get like one of those carports up
Willie,
there?
I'm going to help out here. This pickup is not necessarily roadworthy. I mean, it's not worth the $1,700 in repairs to get it fixed.
Yeah.
It has been run its last
Into the
run.
ground, yeah.
I
And
didn't get that
so,
close to 200,000 miles on it when we gave it to EMS. I don't know how many miles it has on it now.
Well, I think it has it on that quote. I want to say it's 194,000 miles. It's got moon miles
Pretty
on
darn
it.
close to 200,000.
Right.
But I guess maybe I'm jumping ahead. Say if we get the other vehicle from the sheriff, shouldn't it be under some kind of carport or something? Because I know when they use it, they have to. It's stored outside sometimes, and whether it will start or not.
Yeah. Well, in this one, yeah, we have it right now parked in the Bird City building because it has been recently that a Bird City tech is coming over at night to help St. Francis, and that's okay. But I just want to make sure that they have a reliable way of getting over here too. And you know, we like to take pride in our things, and honestly, I think this would be a good fit for us, and I think everybody would be happy with that also.
right, because like you said, you've already got the lights, you've already got the wiring for radios.
Yes.
It's almost a turnkey job other than the decals
Absolutely.
that would be on the
What are your
vehicle.
thoughts?
But there is
Yes.
another
I think
county
we go
department
with
Yes.
that was
Absolutely.
interested.
I can speak to that.
Yeah.
I
My
think we
plan
do, yeah.
is as soon as, I was hoping to get the third bid to come to this meeting, but I've not got the third bid yet, so it'll be the next meeting I'll get on the agenda to go over bids on the new vehicle. When I order that vehicle, when I get it set up for police use and it goes into service, my plan is to turn around and get a second vehicle, because we did not order a vehicle last year, which I'm glad because of COVID killed my budget. But we didn't order a vehicle last year. And as I said in the meeting, 5 months ago, I'd like to order 2 vehicles this year, irregardless if I have to pay for one of them out of the drug fund. So I plan on ordering a second vehicle, right, almost back to back, get one put into service, order a second one. So there'll be a second available vehicle for that other department, and it'll be the exact same vehicle, probably the exact same prices, the exact same situation.
Okay.
So there'll be two of these Explorers available in the same calendar year. I can't guarantee when because of vehicle delivery and,
Right,
getting them built.
but the thing of it is that even though EMS has the monies in the reserve to purchase a vehicle, if you do purchase a vehicle, then you're going to have to go ahead and have the lights put on and have the wiring for the
Yes.
radios, and you're going to have added expense above and beyond what these quotes are.
Very much so. Yes.
So, do we need a motion for this?
Yes.
We'll give you 8,000 and you can have the pickup.
It's your vehicle. I'm just telling them what I want. You can do whatever you can say. Cody gets 0, and I have to accept it. But I have to accept whatever you guys do. But honestly, I do think that's fair. I told the other department I was looking for 8 if they didn't, because they didn't need the lights and stuff, and I take the lights off and recycle them and reuse them. But 9 for the with the vehicle, with the equipment and everything. So, it's whatever you guys decide to do. Ultimately, it's your decision. That's just what I thought was a fair
So
price.
when do they get it?
Once I get that third bid and I order it, and then I'll find out how long it's going to take Ford to build the new vehicle and get it set up. I'm going to say it's going to be a couple months before they get it.
Well, then, when that all happens, then just get hold of auction time and put this on auction time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we want that motion now, or do we want to wait till it's available?
I got a question. Is it legal for them to have lights and siren on that?
Since it's an emergency vehicle, it'll be EMS.
I just want to make sure,
Yeah.
because
That's more
And that's what I
for
like
private
this idea
vehicles.
better, and that's why I like this idea from that standpoint, other than, how Jill said the EMTs drive their own cars. I'd rather have an EMT going 85, 90 mile an hour in a marked thing with lights and sirens from Bird City to St. Francis to help than driving their personal vehicle with their flashers on, going 90. Because that liability is going to come back to the county one way or the other.
Well, and there will be a governor put on it.
Yes.
Yes.
We discussed that, because
Yeah.
it will go 148 miles an hour. And so we discussed of taking it down to Anders and having Anders re-chip it back to the factory, like any other Explorer would be. So, because it does go fast. And one of the problems with Explorers is when it goes that fast, it is squirrely to try to keep on the road there. But it's also a fleet vehicle. I mean, there's no thrills, there's no frills to it. It's just a plain Jane it's got vinyl floors and vinyl seats, so it'll be easy for them to decontaminate and stuff like that. If they went and bought a newer street vehicle with cloth, it'd be a pain for them to decontaminate it. So this one's perfect for what they want
So
to do.
we
I think you can go ahead and
So-
make a motion for it.
I make the motion that we allow or have EMS buy a building or vehicle from the sheriff's department for $9,000.
Second.
First and second, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, I just have a couple of more things that I just want to pass on real quick.
Motion for the cost of the decal as well.
Oh, when
I would take that out of my capital outlay.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how that is.
All right.
When you're done, I gotta see the US.
I just wanted to share with you guys real quick, since 2020 is thankfully over. This sheet right here is just to show you guys, since you are not new but new again, these are the hours for all of our techs that we had this past year. And as you can tell, we have a lot of people who do a lot. And I just kind of wanted to bring everybody up to speed, just to kind of see what kind of a job that these people are doing and how appreciative I am for all of them to put in so much. It seems like, the more we get together on things, the better we're all doing as a group. And I appreciate every single one of them. I tell them constantly, it's not just one or two people that make this work. It's every single person chipping in and making it work. And Ryan has set a goal for 2021 that we have at least one tech on at night in each town. At our last meeting, made it very clear that we need to have 2 people on in each town at night. I feel like it is an impossible task to keep asking people to go back and forth all the time. And I have turned it over to the EMTs to make that change. And they are willing to. We have more people on staff, and honestly, it's a great group. We just had to during the time that we had some issues, we had one of our techs that take a tremendous amount of call out with COVID. And it really did put us in a bind over in St. Francis. But I think every single night since then, I think we've had 2 people on in both towns, and we haven't had to worry about that. So I'm very proud of them. We have Jason Owens has recently passed his EMT class and state certification, so he is new on our roster. Jessica Lee has also passed hers, and she is on ours. We have Kim Veller, who is still needing to test, but we will have her also. We also have Katie Worm, who is taking the class right now down in Goodland. So we will also have her when she's completed with that. We have an AEMT class that is going to start in August that I know I myself am going to take. I don't know if there will be others, but at this time we do not have any AEMTs who are currently on our service. And I think even though there's not a lot of interventions and things that can be done, I think what can be done would be beneficial for both communities. So I think that there will at least be 2 or 3 of us that will be taking that class when it comes around. Since you are also, like I said, back again, I would invite you guys sometime to come up to the building and come see some of our cool stuff we have. We really got a lot of neat stuff through our Spark funding. One of them that we're super proud of is our automated CPR device. It's an auto pulse. It interfaces with our Zoll monitors, and we actually got to use it on a cardiac arrest not too long ago, and it's such a valuable piece of equipment for us. It really is. I took Willie back there and showed him how it worked, and really, if you guys would like to come up sometime, ask questions, we would love to have you guys. We really would. Any conversations that you guys have or questions, we are so more than happy to answer. So please feel free to come up and stop in anytime.
Yeah, I stopped by and I seen that. It's really cool.
It is.
See that.
Absolutely.
Especially like if you have to do CPR for a long time.
Yes.
Waiting for a
Absolutely.
doctor or something, that machine is, and then didn't you say it also, with the compressions, they don't need the oxygen as much?
Well,
Or the
the chest
not the-
compressions are really the main thing about CPR that they're pushing for. And so that really, and it takes a lot of the strenuous work out of it. And it is very strenuous. So we're happy to have that, but we'd love you guys to come up anytime. And the other thing that I'm super proud about is that our revenue for 2020 that we billed out was $278,648.91. And we still have December billing that has not been collected on. And for us, I think that's wonderful. I think we can almost pay for ourselves, in this sense. So I just wanted to let you guys know billing, things like that are on top, and we're really making some headway. The last thing that I have is that Cody Beeson had sent Kim and I a leaflet about a tactical medicine class that's going to be held in February in Hutchinson. It's a free class. Quite a few years ago, they received a grant for a tactical rescue group that we actually received money from the St. Francis community grant to buy bulletproof vests and to start up a tactical team. That never happened, and I feel like it is something that at some point in time it will be imperative for us to have. I think it's better for us to get the training, get the stuff we need to know. It'll be cheaper, I feel like, if we go to this class for free, bring the information back. My husband is on the Colorado State SORT team, and he has a lot of knowledge of this, and so I think we can cut our costs in learning how to do these things by utilizing people that we already have within our community. And so what I'm asking is that you allow Kim and I to travel to that. We'll take our own vehicle, and we can share a room. I don't care about that. But I would just ask that you guys would allow us to be able to go to that to gain some more information about something we need to know more about.
I for one think that'd be a good idea, because no telling what's going to happen here.
It's true. It's true. And honestly, I feel like if
Prepared is better than
Yeah. If we take money from any foundation for any grant purposes, I feel like we need to do our due diligence and follow through with that
So we
commitment.
never did get a vest?
We got the vest. We did order those. We were kind of on the hook with having to spend that money or give it back, and I feel like it was something that will be a necessity when we are at that point. And so there was, when the grant was wrote, and that was not by us, it said that they had a budget of like $20,000 for this tactical team, and when we look back, that money had never really existed for that. So we want to still get it off the ground and do the right thing, and that's why we feel like if we go to these trainings and we utilize other people, we won't have more costs that will have to come out of taxpayer money. We'll just do it ourselves. So I think that might be the best route, and to use the sheriff's
One
department.
time.
What's that?
We visited about doing that one.
Yeah,
time,
we
right?
did, yeah.
So they could go into the schools. or
Yes.
something
Right.
like that.
Yep, and that's really,
I thought it was all taken care of.
yeah.
I think we had a
right.
motion the
This
last
class-
time.
Okay,
to do it.
Okay.
Didn't we,
This
Scott?
class is
We had already
teaching
made a
us
motion
how
for that
to
the last time,
care.
when we talked about it, of them going to the classes.
Okay.
And this is teaching us how to care for people in hot zones compared to warm zones, compared to cold zones. It will get our feet in. It's only a day class, a full day class. There are other classes out there. There is TECC, it's Tactical Emergency Casualty Care. There is Tactical Combat Casualty Care, the TCCC class. They get expensive, and they have them all over though. There are some of those classes that you can find for free or cheaper. But I think that this class would be a good way to get our feet wet into it and start picking up those pieces.
That's a good idea. Well, Is that it?
Yep, that's all I have.
Thank you, ladies.
Awesome, thank you guys, I
Thank you. and
appreciate it.
I think you guys are doing a great
Oh,
job down there.
thank you, I think you guys are doing a great job, and really.
Talk about this?
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Ryan would be so mad at me. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, so he had sent with me the resolution for adopting the Kansas Homeland Security Hazard Mitigation Plan. You guys do sign this every single year. It just makes available hazard mitigation grants to the state and local governments. And like I said, you guys have signed this in the past. It's something that, you know, there's grant funding after something. This is kind of how we got the tornado shelters, you know, kind of in a preparation grant sort of way. So, and then there's another sheet that he has here, and all the counties, or all the towns within Cheyenne County, along with the hospital and other things too, are part of this plan. So if you guys would just make a motion to approve this, and Scott needs the original. If you guys have any other questions, I'll see if I can explain any of this.
So you have all this in place now then?
Yes, it already is. Yep, absolutely. This is just approving it for another year. And I think actually it's a 5-year plan that they have, the mitigation plans, but yeah, all the towns, I know when I was over in Berg City on, as a clerk there, yeah, it's something that they are a part of also. And yeah, if there would be some sort of large emergency or natural disaster, this gives us the way to get funding back to be able to try to mitigate those things in the future.
Well, I'll make a motion for resolution 2102.
I second it.
We have a motion for Resolution 2102. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Opposed? Aye. Ayes have it. Motion
You do.
passes.
Great. All right,
Email Ryan.
that sounds great. Fantastic. Thank you, guys. We appreciate
Thank you.
your time.
Are you getting mad?
Not yet.
We're not too far
No, we're not
behind.
that far off. Not too far off. Ben might have to go take care of cows or something.
Oh,
Hi.
Hello.
We just wanted to come and tell you that we're still here, basically. That work is going on at the 202 project. That's what we're here about, 202 on Washington project. Just to give you kind of an overview, I think I sent a little information to, oh, you've got it, to Scott yesterday, and you should have some of that information to
Might
look
be
at
in your
sometime.
email.
Yeah, it's, oh, yeah.
Or
You got it.
you printed it,
You
huh?
printed it out, yeah. So anyway, this, you can go at this, you know, we're not going to take a lot of your time, but that's just for your information. It's kind of background and also where we are now and where we want to
go.
be. And we're finding out as we go that this is a fluid plan, you know, as things are not cast in concrete, except that we know that we're building an expanded gallery, a community event center, and for the second phase, a commercial kitchen. But so all of that is still in plan. That's not fluid. Those plans are there. But we did, Cheyenne Center for Creativity is like the 501c3 umbrella organization. And under that comes the 202 project team. And under that are 4 other teams that answer to them. We're just kind of getting ourselves organized so it makes sense to us and to the community. But in last April, Cheyenne Center for Creativity purchased the 202 building. Mm-hmm. So we own it, and we got a contract where we pay $20,000 for 5 years with no interest. So that's a pretty good deal. Yeah. So anyway, we're coming up with our first $20,000 payment in April. In a minute, Beth's going to talk about money, but and we're not asking you for any money. We're just telling you what's going on, okay? And talk away. Yeah, right, keep going. Our next, well, of course, we publicize that we have a fantastic roof on the building. And we go in there, and it's just as solid as it can be. There are no leaks ever anymore, and it's just wonderful. So we're really happy about that. That ended up costing us a little more, but they had to replace a lot of the decking. And so it's a fabulous roof, and we're sure happy about
It
that.
doesn't leak. It hasn't rained for so long.
We had some rains in there. Snow, yeah. Bonnie's roof started leaking over in my apartment yesterday from the snow. So, yeah, I haven't been in there since that. Okay. We have gotten several grants. We got a couple of COVID grants, actually, and one for $5,000 and one from Kansas Creative Arts and Industries Commission, and one for $10,000 from the county. The thing that we're working on now, since we've got the roof on, and the heating was connected, so there is heat in there, but we're working on a HVAC system. And we received a bid we received a couple of bids. We accepted a bid on that. And Neitzel Heating and Air, I think is what he's called, had an engineer come in from Wichita who looked over everything and came up with a plan, an excellent plan. And we're going to try to do it probably in 3 phases. But because the gallery will require different kind of heating and air than the rest of it, and and he really put a lot of thought into it. So we're very happy with that. So we have now $25,000 to begin that first phase. Two $10,000 grants from the Community Foundation and a grant from Midwest Energy to start us on that HVAC system. We also have $3,000 from the Community Foundation Impact Fund to start phase 1 of the technology, just to see what we need in place to establish a 3-phase technology. So this will be phase 1 for that. Let me see. Oh, and I wanted to say that, she was saying that you guys could come up to the emergency building and look. Well, we're inviting people to come in for tours of the 202. So anytime. Terry Swigert's ready to give you a really good tour. Now Beth's going to talk about money.
Well, I just wanted to inform you that of the kind of money that we're raising. We have, because the community has been so generous, we have raised $107,457 from the community.
Wow.
Which
and that's
community
in 1
buy-in,
year, right?
community buy-in is really important, and that's come through people that have sold grain and donated the proceeds to us, or worked with matching grants, alums. We have received $53,000 in grants so far, and $27,000 in pro bono work, and for a grand total of $160,457. So we've taken in. I'm the treasurer, so I see all the money. And lots and lots of volunteer hours. The building team is working diligently to do the layout of the building, and the main thing that I, just want to make you aware of, we just want your buy-in too, because we think it's a worthy project. We were approved for a $100,000 grant that will completely pay for the building, but we have to raise $250,000 to receive it, and so we're about $67,000 short.
Because we can count the $27,000 pro bono.
Yeah,
Henson has already approved that, and we have to.
Oh yeah, if I add the 27 to the 160, then we're at 187. So we're about $67,000 short of receiving that $250,000.
That 100,000, yeah.
Yeah, to receive the 100,000. It was supposed to be done by February, but because of COVID, and because we've been diligent to keep raising money, we appealed to them to extend the deadline. So they've given us till June. Is that correct?
March 2022. We have another whole
okay,
year.
so we got
have
another
whole
year.
We have
That's
another
right.
whole year to
We
do
got
it.
another year to raise that 67,000, but we don't want to wait that long.
No. No, we'd like to have 100,000
I guess
out.
because of the mortgage. So we're probably soon going to start a kind of a burn the mortgage campaign to try to raise that rest of that money so that we can receive the grant from the Dane Foundation of $100,000. That would be really great. And
they have
so-
told us that they really want this project to succeed. So they're helping us along the way.
So that was kind of just, if you have any questions or you want to stop by the building and just see, but right now you just see the bones of the building and it's great, it's great.
Actually, even with the bones, the Community Foundation is going to have a retreat in there in March because it's warm enough to do that, and they can spread out. So anyway,
That's good.
I think I saw all the bones of that building over there.
You've not ever seen it bare, though. I mean, it is bare now.
But we've
You
gotten
had
a lot
stuff in
of
it, probably. when
a
you
lot
were
of
there.
donations, and we're just really pleased with how the project's going.
Roger was raised.
Yes,
that building.
yeah, right. So, and we're trying to maintain the integrity of it. We're without hopefully having it cost too much. We're trying to maintain the historical integrity,
As well as having modern aspects to it.
right?
also,
So that we
you know.
can host conferences and have the technology to have PowerPoint or whatever they use these days.
And basically have an art gallery that will attract people from all over the
state.
region.
Yeah,
Mhm,
great.
Yeah, tri-state region, so.
Good.
So,
Yeah.
okay.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ladies.
ladies.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Mr. DJ.
Brett, before
Oh.
I forget, you need to see Chris before you leave today.
Okay.
Now it's on you.
Oh, great. Hey, DJ.
All right, good morning. You ready for me? Scott, I'm gonna give you the original. That has to be signed and returned to me today, or whenever they gets done with that. All right, man, I got quite a few things on my list since I was gone. I'll keep this. We'll start out with a highway contract. Every year we do an annual contract to spray noxious weeds in the state properties and state right-of-ways. I'll present that for you to look at. I don't think we need to make any changes since we did last year. We did raise our prices last year $10, so it'd be $50 an hour per operator and $60 an hour per piece of equipment.
They don't have a maximum or anything on that?
No.
Just whatever it takes.
Yes. Last year I did $5,000 worth of work between chemical and hour sales to the state spraying their properties.
Did you need to see that?
No, it's the same as last year.
Do we need to take any action on that, or is that just,
You need a motion.
Yes.
Make a motion to accept the contract between the state of Kansas.
I second it.
and first and second to accept the contract? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the motion carries. You need this?
You want a copy of that for record later, though?
Okay.
And I wasn't unavailable last commissioner meeting, and I spoke to you guys over the phone. I did call around and get bids on 2 pallets of kaput D-Road prairie dog bait. I did go ahead and order 2 pallets at $1.95 a pound. That totaled 4,000 pounds. It's $7,800. I just want to make sure that's in the minutes.
Which is basically gonna be used up.
Yeah, it's already being applied right now. Get into the training for the first of the year on top of that packet I gave you. This is our Western Weed District meetings. What I have check marked on there is the important meetings I need to get to, because due to the COVID last year, I am incredibly short on my application credit hours. And so therefore I need to attend as many meetings as I can. It's every month on the 3rd Wednesday of the month in Garden City, or otherwise specified on that sheet.
Do we need a motion for him to attend these meetings?
Just to say he's approved to go, you don't need a motion.
Also with training this year, I still have to send Nathan Lamb to Manhattan to the basic weed school. We did sign him up last year, but it got canceled. Registration again is coming up for us to do so. That will be in Manhattan from March 8th to March 12th, 2021. Right now, they still say it's going to be attendable, and so I need to get him signed up to do it. He must go at least one time by state legislation. I approve to do so.
Pardon?
Am I approved to do so?
Yeah, I believe so.
Thank you. Any discussion? Also coming up is the County Weed Directors Association Annual Conference. That will be March 1st to the 4th in Mulvane, Kansas at the Casino Star Resort. I'm asking permission to attend there. If I'm able to attend, if they have it, I will receive 14 credit hours that I am in desperate need of.
How many hours do you still need?
I am short 14 hours on my I'm short 6 hours on 9A. I am short 6 hours on my 6 right-of-way spraying, and I am short all the hours on my prairie dog application, which will be 1C.
So to attend these, does this come out of your budget?
Yes, I have it under contractual and training.
Okay. Do we need a motion for him to attend this?
Just approval.
So what's this one now?
Our annual conference for the Weed Directors Association of Kansas.
So what's I see a 1C cert, another 1C cert, and then 1C cert here.
Yes, that is for prairie dogs, it's wildlife damage.
So that doesn't take care of this?
No, this is for noxious weeds and right-of-way county spraying. And
Which is 9A,
yes, which is 9A and category 6.
so this will take care of part of it?
Yes, my monthly meetings with the Weed Directors Association of the West District will help me to catch up on the prairie dog credits of 1C.
And this one's 14 hours, you said?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, I'll get 7 hours of 9A there and 7 hours of 6.
So basically what you need is just approval to attend that.
Yes, I do.
Okay, DJ, just out of curiosity, do your hours carry? Like if you have an
No.
excess, they don't? You
No.
have to do them every year?
I have 2 years to catch up and require all my hours. I have to have 1 core hour for each, which does not account for the extra 8 hours of training per category, and I get 2 years to accomplish this.
Okay.
And I have to renew my license again at the end of December 31st of this year.
Why is it just because we're a government entity?
That's for every commercial applicator throughout the state.
Boy, I didn't know they used to do that down at the co-op for those operators.
Yes, every one of us had to, but we were only required through the co-op to have 1 category of 1C. So we would only have to actually have 9 hours of training every 2 years. But yes, for my government agency license, I have to have 3 categories, and keeping up them hours, it takes a lot of time away. And sometimes if you're not able to catch them or able to attend these, the state will have you pay to take a course in either Topeka or Hutchison, and it's a full 2-day course that you sit in class and you get your hours.
Now, I don't mind you going, I just get aggravated, we always have to go clear the other end of the state for this
Yes.
stuff. There's gotta be other ones out here, you ought to be able to put a meeting on out here.
Well, last year our clerk's meeting was in Dodge City, they canceled it.
Yeah,
This year it's in Lenexa.
yeah, it's just aggravating.
But you have to go for the election part of it.
Yes, most of their meetings will end up between Manhattan, or the annual conference gets moved so every district gets an opportunity to have it in their area. 3 years ago, we had it in Hayes. That was our time. Here in 2023 or 2024, it'll come back to Hayes or Colby again.
What do we have to do to approve this? Just
Just give your approval.
Well, I think you should approve it.
I'm fine with it. Roger and you.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. As we talked last year with Tim Henson from the NWLEPG about our changes to our sanitation codes, that has all kind of come to a halt. And I did get with Tim and the KDHE, and as of right now, Cheyenne County's sanitation code is up to par. It is pretty on track with other counties to the east. And so right now, there will be no changes coming probably this year at all. Just wanted to inform you. Gary from Aspen Leaf Containers contacted me again about that sea container storage for the noxious weed department.
Right.
He does have one, a 40-foot storage container that we were wanting to meet our needs for the storage. He quoted me $4,795, and that is delivered and set.
Now, I know Bird City's getting a, I don't know, you have to get permission for them to set it, and they have to be painted a certain way. Is that the same thing in San Francisco?
Yeah, it'll be set here in our county yard.
Okay, so it doesn't have
It's not
anything to do with
city
that?
It's not within city limits.
Okay.
I would like approval to go ahead and purchase this sea container.
I think we had talked about it once before, right?
Yeah, we talked about it in December,
Yeah.
and I didn't have the funds at that time.
And you do now.
Yeah, well, the price was a lot higher. The price before was $6,650.
What was that price again? I'm sorry, DJ, I didn't get that written down.
$4,795.
And that's to put your chemicals in?
Yes.
You don't think where we're at's good enough?
No, I do, is just, it would give both my department and Road and Bridge more space in the building to have all the pallets of chemical and bait set in this sea container. They would also be able to utilize more area for road sign space than outside leaning against our Quonset.
I know we had talked about it once before and said, said it was.
But right now, things are adequate to get by. I just have to move, we just both move a lot of equipment around, and it is not something that has to absolutely happen right now, Roger. I just don't think I can beat the price that I was quoted.
All right.
I'm for it.
We need a motion on that.
I'll move that we purchase it at $47.95.
I second it.
There's been motion to to purchase it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed for you to go ahead and buy the.
Thank you.
That'll release some tension up there probably too.
A little bit, yes.
Good.
I found out here recently, we've been not in compliance with some licensing and some other things, but I have talked to the Kansas Chemical Enforcement officers, and I have got us back into compliance with our government agency license that we now have and obtained. I am having to get some first aid, eye wash station, chemical decontamination kits and things put together that we must have on hand at our building at all times and in our vehicles.
So the ones that are for the buildings go inside the Quonset?
Yeah, I have no eye wash station there. We just have the one inside the road and bridge shop.
Okay.
But I'm getting the portable one that has the 2 hand canisters.
That building's not heated, right?
No.
Well, let's keep it from freezing.
Yeah, well, I still have to come to that solution yet. But with this storage container, I am able to run power to it, and I may put a small space heater in there. And as long as the eye wash station is with where I store the chemicals, I believe I'm going to be within specs of my storage 2 container. So
Also needs to be noted that this not in compliance has been for 10 years. And it
Yeah.
could have cost us $30,000.
or more. It was actually, I found out we have not had this license since 1995.
So it's been
And they could have come back on us for everything that we've sold or done outside of our licensing.
Maybe we shouldn't say that on camera then.
You shouldn't be talking about unheated buildings on camera.
But we are all in compliance now.
Okay.
Good. What's the cost of the eye washing stations or?
I am working with Jill
Okay.
through the EMS because we believe we can get all of that.
Cheaper through?
Yes,
Okay.
to save 3 first aid kits and that. I have to talk to Kim Sorb about the spill containment kit. I need a minimum of a 10-gallon kit, and that is running anywhere from $250 to $500, but I have not actually set on what I'm after yet.
Okay.
Which brings me to my third thing with the licensing. I want to see your feelings about the noxious weed department actually being a chemical pesticide dealership to sell chemicals out the door, not by application.
You want to sell chemicals to, like, say, like farmers or
Yes,
something?
I would have to be able to sell to end users with the required application permits and licensing that they need to have. But this would be mainly to sell prairie dog bait to the qualified end users.
Well, can we do that? Wouldn't that be like,
I'd ask that that be tabled, BJ, and let's
Okay.
have some discussions.
Will do.
Sound good?
That's
And
why
then we
I'm
can take it
filling
up at the
out.
next meeting?
Yes.
All right.
does it seem like if somebody else sells it, would be,
Yes, it is. It just,
okay, so we'll table that in?
Somebody came and got it.
BJ and I will talk.
yeah, we will discuss that later.
Okay.
This brings me to my final thing with our annual noxious weed report.
It's the second page, I think.
Yeah, That's the whole packet behind the second page. This is my cover letter to the state. It's about my focus and dedication and my management of the weed department overview. Would you like me to read it, or would you like to just read it yourselves?
I already went through it once.
I guess should we have him read this for?
Just saving time's sake.
So do we need to take any action on this?
Yes, we need a motion at the end for you to approve that this is our annual noxious weed management plan. So moving on past the cover letter, this gives us the department personnel. It'd be myself, Nathan the operator, Kelly Doyle is the office manager. This shows time spent on noxious weeds in the first category in our monthly salaries. The financial summary going through here is our mill levy at 1.5%, total county evaluation. Beginning budget for balance for 2020 was the $109,300. Total revenue and chemical sales from the department of this year was $21,945.24. Moving on to expenditures and total revenue, expenditures out of the capital outlay was $2,395. Commodities, $20,366.14 was spent on chemicals. $3,827.87 was out of contractual. That covered training costs and other aerial spraying and any other work that we had done. Personnel services office at our budget is $67,100.74, showing my total expenditures at $93,689.75. Carry over to next year's budget will be $15,610.21.